Only two more left to go after this. Then the remake, which I hear is better. Hello! It's time to review Wrong Turn, folk. Bloody Beginnings. That's right, it's a prequel, because Declan O'Brien decided he just had to go back and tell us the origin story of these cannibals who are now dubbed the Hilliker Brothers. And we bring back One Eye and Sawtooth, first film, to join Three Finger in this film as a prequel. And I don't get it. So, the backstory we have is that the Hilliker brothers were kept in a sanatorium, an insane asylum. An asylum back in the 1970s. They broke out. We get explanations. Sawtooth sharps his own teeth. One Eye bit his other eye out, and the reason that Three Finger only has three fingers is that he bit the other ones. Ate the other ones, supposedly. And they don't feel pain. And this is 1974, we're finding all this out. And then it jumps after they break out and kill everyone, assumedly. We don't see any deaths on screen, but you know. So then we jump to 2003, where there's snow in West Virginia, which is already a plot hole. Because the first film takes place in 2003, where there's not snow, and it's hot. I'm assuming that the first film was taking place sometime in the summer or fall of that year. Maybe August, September-ish. Came out in May, but it takes place in 2003. Most assuredly, this is a prequel. But this prequel takes place in November, December-ish of 2003, which makes no sense with the continuity. Also, this nut house, this asylum, sanatorium, what do you want to call it? Sanitarium, what do you want to call it? Is introduced out of nowhere as a place where these Hilliker brothers hang out and kill people. Where was that in the previous films? How did they not find a big-ass building in the middle of freaking nowhere? You think that would have been a place, in the first film? Retconning is one thing, but if you're creating a prequel to a film, you think you ought to actually watch that film so you understand how to make the prequel of. Declan O'Brien even said that they tried to make the mutants look like the mutants from the first film. And other than maybe Three Finger, no, I don't see it. Three Finger is probably the only one that is consistent throughout this franchise, except for when he wears a red shirt. But our story begins with a group of friends on their way to meet a friend of theirs named Porter. And on the way there, they get lost because they take a wrong turn. And so they end up meeting in this sanitarium. They end up going to the sanitarium to keep warm. And if you're watching at this point, you're thinking, okay, I know what's going to happen. The Hilliker brothers are going to show up. They're going to hunt these people down. And while that's happening, we're going to go back and forth between this and their friend Porter, who is going to be trying to find them. No, because that would make too much sense. Instead, let's just kill Porter off screen and have them dragging an obviously fake body to the sanitarium. Even though them finding their friends makes no fucking sense. How did they know he was out there? It makes no sense. It just makes no sense to me. I understand that they hunt down and track down people in their woods. I get it, but it just makes no sense to me. You don't see how it happens, nothing. If that was the first scene, If we go from the sanitarium scene to them finding Porter and killing him, and then going to our friends, to the friends, that's fine. That would have worked better, I guess. But no, makes no sense. Then again, that would have been a more pointless. So we're gonna meet Porter, but we already know he's dead. I don't know. Yes. And I'm skeptical when it comes to prequels. Sometimes it can be good, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The beginning is heralded as one of the better prequels out there. But the problem with prequels is that you know no one's gonna survive. Especially in this case, you know that One Eye Sawtooth and Three Finger are gonna survive because they're in the first film. And you don't recognize any of these other people from the first film, so you know they're all gonna fucking die. There are some pretty good kills, and unfortunately, that seems to be the only thing Declan O'Brien cared about. And when we get to the next one, it don't get better. It seems that Declan O'Brien put together the kills, then wrote the script around it. There are some good kills, like there's one where the girl's hanging from the razor wire and it cuts her head off. They used a little bit of CGI with that, but it's fine. Especially the aftermath when her boyfriend, who had blood coming down on him the whole time, by the way, we see a POV shot of him looking at the dead body, the headless body, and looking at the decapitated head. Pretty good. There's the saw through the gut there. There's a scene where they got the dude from Saw 3D who played Kale, and they're taking off body pieces and making fondue with it. So that's pretty cool. There's the final kill of the film, which is a, oh my god, they're gonna make it. Fuck you, kind of kill. Like, okay, so the final two is this lesbian couple, which a lesbian couple of 2003, that was something, you know. We get two couples. We get the guy and the girl I already mentioned who got herself decapitated, and he's right underneath getting blood all over him and has to, you see his POV. There's that couple. And then there's the lesbian couple, and we get explicit sex, some titties, you know. Wrong turn movie. Since the last one we got titties. Well, since the second one, I guess. Wasn't much. The first one didn't really have all that, but when you get to direct video, we gotta show gore and titties. That's all we gotta show, you know. Because that's what they think a horror movie is, just gore and tits. You can write a good story around gore and tits, and it works much better. But we can't just have constant kills, and every once in a while, oh look, titties, you know, it. You know? But my biggest question, where's the hillbilly guy? You know what I mean? Gotta stay with my youngins. Drinking Pepto-Bismol from the first two films. Where's he? Where's that cabin? Where's the family from the second film? It already doesn't make sense when you see the first film had these three. There was more, a couple more, I think, too, that all died. Maybe it was just those three, I don't know. Then you get the second one, and then there's a family living there with Three Finger, and then the baby. And then you go back, and you're wondering, okay, if all of those cannibals are still alive, we get the story with the Hilliker brothers, but what about the family from the second one? It's confusing. And yes, they're called the Hilliker brothers now. It's their names, and it's easier than just trying to call them cannibal rednecks or whatever. I kept trying to figure out how to call them, but I didn't want to say their name until they got their official name here, which is. So we get the final kill. After all these kills take place, you get the lesbian couple. They're on the snowmobile, the only one that works, and they're riding off, and they think they're safe, and they think, oh, they're gonna survive, you know. Nope, because they run into the barbed wire, or razor wire, or whatever, and both get decapitated, even though that's not how it would work. Because we see before this scene that the one chick is driving like this. her girlfriend has her head down like this, which means only the driver would get decapitated, not the passenger. So the African American chick would still be alive. No, we gotta freak the audience out. We gotta make them think. We gotta try to subvert their expectations a little bit. Everyone's gonna die because it's a prequel. Oh look, they're gonna survive. They're gonna survive. Fuck you, they're both dead. Basically what it was. That was Declan O'Brien saying, fuck all of you who had any hope these two were gonna survive. And then we get a pretty decent kind of ending with this cool song playing at the end. And One Eye, Sawtooth, and Three Finger picking up the corpses and leaving the sanatorium. Which explains why they're not there in the next one or the first one. But again, you have this take place in the snow. Which is interesting, because we've never seen a wrong turn take place in the snow, which is cool. But you make it a prequel. If you had set this in the winter of 2002, it would have made much more sense. But this takes place in the winter of 2003. I mean, clearly the first film took place within the summer or early fall. Right away, continuity thrown out the goddamn window. It just makes no sense. The gore is pretty cool. This is a step up from the last one. The characters are your cliche direct-to-video horror characters. They're meant to be cannon fodder. And I think that's what Declan O'Brien fails. He doesn't understand that you have to have actual fleshed out good characters. In his first directorial effort in this franchise, we have prisoners who you don't care about. And here we have young adults who are terribly written characters, so you don't care about them. Not really. The only thing he gives you is that little glimpse of hope at the end where you think that they're going to survive and think, this has all been worth it. Bad characters, 2 survivors, and they're going to change their ways. That you're going to realize this whole experience has changed them. Nope, they're dead. So it's just been pointless. And if you think this movie is pointless, wait till we get to number 5. Because it's so pointless I don't even want to point right now. But as it stands, I think I'm going to give this a 7. About the same as the last one. I think it's a little bit better, but I can't give it any higher than a 7, to be honest. What are your thoughts on Wrong Turn 4, Bloody Beginnings? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I've been Scotty. See you in the next one.